Have you ever dreamed of turning your iPhone into a portable gaming console that can actually feel like one? Well, Shelby Klein's new Playcase is here to make that dream sort of real. Imagine this: you can finally swap out those slippery virtual buttons for some tactile ones without relying on Bluetooth. Let's dive into what makes Playcase an exciting addition to iPhone gaming, the quirks you might want to consider, and whether it's really worth the $50 price tag. Welcome back to Retro Pocket. If you enjoy what you see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content. A case with a catch, from protection to play. Playcase is essentially an iPhone case, but it doubles as a physical game controller. So you're getting a standard phone case, but when you're ready to game, you snap on a faceplate loaded with buttons for that true console-like experience. If you're done gaming, you can dock the faceplate on the back of your phone, which sounds pretty handy. However, the faceplate blocks the rear camera, so if you're someone who snaps pics on the go, that's a small hiccup. The button solution: swapping glass taps for real inputs. Touchscreen controls are, let's be honest, frustrating. If you're trying to pull off moves or quickly swap items, a split-second slip can ruin the whole moment. Playcase solves this by introducing actual moving buttons that mimic touch controls on your phone's screen. Using conductive materials, the buttons simulate the touch of a finger, tricking your iPhone's screen into reading each press as if it were a real touch. It's not as perfect as real gamepad buttons, but it's leagues ahead of swiping at a virtual D-pad and praying it registers. Swappable parts for classic gaming feels. You can swap out parts to match the controller layout of classic consoles like the NES, SNES, or even future ones he plans to release. The NES layout, for example, only has 2 buttons, while the SNES offers 4, perfectly suited for those retro titles. This attention to detail adds a nice layer of authenticity when you're firing up old-school games through emulators. Don't need that D-pad? Replace it with an analog-style slider instead. It's all about giving you control over how you game, literally and figuratively. The clever shoulder triggers and D-pad with a twist. One of the coolest features of the Playcase has to be the shoulder triggers. They're located on the back of the case, so when you press down, they touch specific points on the touchscreen via the faceplate, tricking the screen into registering a press. It's a pretty nifty trick that gives the whole setup a sense of legit functionality. The D-pad, though, is a little quirky. It returns to its neutral position using a rubber band. Yes, a rubber band. Think of it like a DIY fix you'd try yourself, but somehow it works. Build quality: the good, the bad, and the fragile. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: the 3D printed nature of Playcase. While the case feels sturdy enough to protect your phone from minor bumps, its build doesn't exactly scream premium. The plastic Klein used is on the thin side and can snap under pressure. In fact, during testing, some parts, like the area around the D-pad, broke when pushed into place. Fortunately, you can order replacements because it's modular, but the durability is definitely something to consider. Also, the L and R shoulder buttons are a bit bulky, sticking out the back of the case and making it awkward to slide into a pocket. If you've got slim-fit jeans, you might need to do a little shimmy to get it out without getting caught on the fabric. Klein has acknowledged some of these issues and is working on improvements, so there's hope for a future version that's even more user-friendly. Hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to smash that like button, and while you're at it, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest awesome content. Future updates, improving and expanding. In a promising twist, Klein has already started making updates based on early feedback. For example, the next iteration of Playcase will replace the more brittle plastic with a flexible TPU material, which should handle wear and tear better. He's also working on expanding the carrying case for the modular parts, which currently holds only 2 pieces, but will soon fit 3. The goal? To keep things like an analog slider or a PS1-style D-pad ready to swap in at any moment. Klein is also gearing up for even more faceplates, including ones optimized for emulating Nintendo 64 and Nintendo DS games on iOS emulators. So, if you're a fan of playing Pokemon or Mario 64, you'll soon have an option to make those games feel closer to their original setups. The visual downside: not exactly an eye-catcher. Another aspect that might not make you rush to show off Playcase in public is its appearance. Because it's 3D printed, it has visible print lines and a somewhat rough finish, which doesn't necessarily look great on a high-end iPhone. It's understandable why Klein chose this method. He's a solo creator without a big budget for mass production, but it does mean the Play case lacks the sleek design you'd expect from, say, a product manufactured by a major tech company. So don't expect anyone to stop and admire your iPhone-turned console when you're gaming on the bus. Gaming experience, does it really level up your iPhone? All things considered, the Play case does improve the gaming experience on iOS, especially for retro games. Playing SNES or NES games with actual button inputs, even makeshift ones, adds a nostalgic feel that's hard to replicate on a touchscreen. If you're using an emulator like Delta, it almost feels like you're holding a mini Nintendo console, bringing back memories of late-night sessions huddled around a chunky CRT. However, for more demanding games, Play case might fall short. It's not designed for iOS titles that require a more intricate control scheme, so you're limited to simpler retro titles. But for hardcore fans of classic games, that's probably not a deal-breaker. It's not a catch-all solution for iPhone gaming, but it fills a niche for those looking to step up their emulator game on the go. Should you get it? Ultimately, whether Play case is worth the $50 depends on what you're looking for in an iPhone gaming accessory. If you're a casual gamer who occasionally dabbles in emulators, Play case might be overkill. But if you're a die-hard retro fan who wants to carry a piece of gaming history in your pocket, Play case is a unique gadget that's worth a look. Just be prepared for a few rough edges, both literally and figuratively. Since its launch, Klein has shown he's listening to user feedback and working on fixes, so we could see an even better version in the future. But even now, Play case delivers on its promise, a more immersive way to play retro games on your iPhone without shelling out for a standalone handheld console. Plus, with the modular updates, it's like a work in progress that you get to shape alongside the creator. So, will this case turn your iPhone into a full-blown game console? Almost, with a few quirks that come with the territory. If you're intrigued, grab a Play case, snap it on, and give it a spin. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming gadget reviews.